Alright, it is FrOzenSwipe here, and I'm in a game of Kill Confirmed on the map Mission, and I do realise that I said in my last commentary that I'd be playing free-for-all this week, and I have been playing free-for-all, and I'm beginning to enjoy it in fairness, and I've already gotten a gameplay, which you guys will probably see in the next couple of days or so, so, you know, you can look forward to that if you want, but I decided I'd use this gameplay. This is actually fairly old gameplay. I got this a few weeks ago. I can't really remember how long ago now, but it was I remember it was back when I was trying to get when I was actively trying to get clips for this montage. The montage that I posted up a couple of days ago, so it must have been a few weeks ago anyway. But I decided to hang on to it because it's it's a decent enough sniping gameplay, and I decided I'd hold on to it just in case I want to make a commentary about something that's somewhat sniping related. And obviously it's probably if you're going to talk about sniping or something that has something to do with sniping, then it's probably better to have sniping gameplay in the background than just red gun gameplay. And obviously I don't post a lot of sniping gameplay because I'm not the best sniper in the world. I do enjoy sniping, but as you can probably tell from that montage, I'm nowhere up there with the greats or anything like that. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. It's just the standards of montage clips, and how that's affected montages nowadays. Because really the standard for montage clips, if you don't already know, if you've ever watched a montage, you've probably already figured it out, but it's pretty much quad feed or GTFO. That's the standard right there. You got to hit a quad feed with a sniper for it to be a montage clip. Anything less than that isn't really acceptable. Triple feeds, no, that they won't do. You need to get another guy. Collaterals, no, they're too easy to get. I do remember back in Call of Duty 4 that you could put collaterals into a montage and it would be okay, but apparently you can't anymore. If you're going to get a collateral, you got to follow it up with like either 2 more kills or another collateral or something to get the quad feed. And once you get a quad feed, it can't be split or anything, because God knows we can't have that. We could not have a split quad feed. And the only exceptions to this rule are if you hit a triple collateral, a cross-map no-scope, a cross-map throwing knife, like a quad C4 or a quad spray with a regular gun, or if you hit some insane trick shot. And that's pretty much the standard of montages nowadays, which I gotta be honest, that's pretty fucking high. And it really does make it so that if you want to get into making montages, if you want to start making montages, if you want to get big on YouTube by making montages, and you're not really quite at that standard yet, you're not good enough to hit quad feeds every other game or something like that, well then it's really going to be difficult, because people expect quad feeds every clip, and that's it really is a shame, because it's affected montages so greatly, and in ways that I think a lot of people don't really understand. I mean, for one, I don't think montage makers are having anywhere near as much fun now as they used to when it was easier to get clips, because now they've got to play the game more to get better quality clips. And if they hit like a split quad feed, well then they can't really use it. A lot of people are perfectionists like that, but it's not because they're like perfectionists or anything like that. It's because if they use subpar clips, then they're going to get trolled for it, and they don't want to get trolled, and they don't want people to say, oh, you're terrible at this game, because that's obvious. It obviously doesn't look good for them. So I genuinely don't think they're not having as much fun as they would say back in the Call of Duty 4 days. I remember if I had posted my montage, the standard which is like triple collaterals, triple feeds I should say, not triple collaterals, never hit a triple collateral in my life, but triple feeds and like collaterals, that would be a perfectly acceptable montage. That would actually be considered quite a good montage. However, nowadays the standard of montage clips are so high that they have to play a lot more in order to get the same amount of clips. And it also kind of reflects on how they get the clips, because in Modern Warfare 3 anyway, I see a lot of clips where it's pretty much the same thing. The guy lies down and prone, hard scopes a choke point, waits for a few guys to come around, and he's usually using like a semi-automatic, like a Barrett or an AS-50, and when, like 4 guys come around the corner, he just spams the shit out of the trigger and just sprays them all down with his Bart and gets a quad feed that way. Now, don't get me wrong, that's still difficult. You're still relying on 4 guys coming around the corner, and you're still relying that on the fact that no one will get a kill while you're doing this and split up your quad feed. But it's not as good as seeing a guy run around and quick scope and get a quad feed. In my opinion, personally, I would rather see a guy run around quick scope and get a triple feed than watch a quad feed like that. But that's just me. So, and the other thing, it's had a big effect on how montages are edited as well. Because the clips they have to get are of such high quality, it's going to reduce the quantity. And it really is quality over quantity nowadays. And take a standard montage, nowadays would be like, maybe, let's be generous, say it's 3 minutes long. Of that 3 minutes, there is like, say, a 30-second intro, maybe a 10-second outro, then like maybe 30 seconds of cinematics, in between. Then you have the gameplay, which would only be maybe 6 or 7 clips, which isn't a lot. And the clips then are slowed down because obviously the editors don't want the montage, to be over after like a minute. So they gotta kind of milk the clips a little bit, and that is by no means the editor's fault. If they're only given like 5 or 6 clips, they've got to try and make the most of them. So that's their job. So, it really has had an effect on, the way montages are edited as well. And personally, I hope that the standard for montages doesn't go any higher. I would hate to see it to the point where you have to get, as a bare minimum, like a 5-man feed, or a quad collateral, and anything less than that is bullshit. I'd hate to see the standard go up like that in the next couple of years, because that's pretty much how it's evolved from like Call of Duty 4. So, and that was only a few years ago. So personally, I hope that the standard of montage doesn't go any higher. Maybe people can understand how difficult it is to get these clips. Maybe the standard might go down a little bit, but I can't really see that happening, to be honest. But hopefully it kind of plateaus. Hopefully it doesn't go too far. The gameplay is over. I hope you've enjoyed. If you agree with me or if you disagree with me, feel free to leave your comments in the description. Not in the description, in the comment section. Yes, that's where you leave your comments. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed.